Hey everybody, Rich here, Rich's Custom Marine and Auto. Today we're working on this 2007 Nissan Versa. The issue with this car is that it intermittently wouldn't start. It would crank but no start. Codes present in the car was a U1000, which is a communication CAN bus code. So I just want to share with you guys some of the troubleshooting with that. Obviously we've got the OBD2 connector right here. I've taken it out from under the dash. It's usually in a slot up in there. But if you go into where those two slots are, that's 6 and 14. That's your CAN bus, controller area network bus. That's what all the modules talk to each other on. You check those, put your meter on ohms, and so right now you can see we've got 146.88. With having the IPDM in this car disconnected, we should have pretty close to 120 ohms. So the way this works is there's the IPDM. Okay, this connector right here has the bus, the CAN bus. So it's these two, this blue and pink, that are twisted right there, and then that plugs into right here on the CAN bus, of course. So inside of here is a resistor, and inside of the ECM in there is a resistor. So each one has a 120 ohm resistor. So that's why I said that with this beast unplugged, we should be getting 120-ish ohms, okay, in that area. And of course you saw we were getting like 146, really odd stuff. A normal reading with everything plugged in, with this plugged back in, would be right around 60 ohms. That'd be what you'd want to read. I'm able to, and I can't do this because I don't have a helper right now, but if I take this connector and I move these wires around, that meter reading, reading from the OBD2 port, jumps all over the place from almost complete continuity to higher than what it was showing when I just showed you guys right now. So what I'm in the process of doing is, there was a piece of tape that taped this harness down to the rest of this. I took that off of there, and now I'm pulling this box apart, and come to find out, the top portion of this box slides that way. There's a lock underneath here, and then there's a lock down there, and now I'm in the process of moving this bracket right here to get this thing out of the way, so it'll give me room to move that over. So what I really want to do is I want to look underneath this wrap, this harness wrap right here, and see if that's where the CAN bus is damaged. And so I'm going to get this thing the rest of the way apart, and then we'll take a look in there and see what we've got. Alright, seems like we've narrowed it down a little bit further. Back here at the ECU, again, that light blue and pink is what we're focusing on. Let's see if I can set this up so the meter will show. Okay, so hopefully that'll show on there. Now, if I gently grab this low and move it right at the connector, then it goes to the right reading. So I've got to figure out if we've got a bad connector pin or what's going on there. Alright, so my camera won't zoom in on that, but what I found is the tab inside of this that makes sure when the pin goes inside of it, that makes sure it makes a connection, must be bent down, and it's a box. It's closed in, so you can't get in there to rebend the tab or anything, so it'll make good contact. You can rebend the tab on the outside that locks it into the connector, but not the internal one. So I did a bunch of research trying to find these pins. This is a Molex connector, but the Molex CMC connector 48 pin that they sell now, they don't have square pins like this. They have round pins and they have rectangular. So I'm not really sure where in the world you would get new pins for that unless somebody had some old stock sitting around. So I went on eBay and got a connector on the way from the same make and model of vehicle, and I'll test it before I replace it. But the nice thing is it's this whole connector, so I've got probably 8 or 10 different wires that I can use the same pin, that use the same pin, to be able to put on there. So there'll be a good one out of that. Those things, they're kind of proud of them. They're about 70 bucks even on eBay. So but anyways, so that puts us at a standstill at the moment, until that comes in. That'll probably take about 4 or 5 days. So we'll be paused on that, and then once that thing comes in, we'll roll the footage as we put it all back together. Alright, so I've got everything put back together down in there. I've got a new replacement pin. I soldered the wire in. Everything's back together there. Everything's back together with the IPDM. All of this stuff is back, and it's already been test driven. Car runs great. Go ahead. So we're going to hang on to the car for a couple of days and just drive it a few times and make sure it's all good to go. So hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to help support us. We're so close to 500 subscribers right now, and we want to get to that and beyond. Like the video if you would too. Leave some comments or questions or anything you got, and we'll see you in the next one.